All right, let's talk about a concept from linear algebra that on the surface sounds pretty academic: vector projection. But here's the thing, it's secretly one of the most important ideas in modern technology. It's the hidden engine running behind so much of the machine learning you and I use every single day.
At its heart, vector projection is all about answering a really simple, almost childlike question. If you've got two vectors, let's call them A and B, how can you figure out how much of vector A is pointing in the exact same direction as vector B? That's it. That's the whole problem we're setting out to solve.
And you know, the best way to get your head around this is with the shadow analogy. It's perfect. Just imagine a light source shining straight down, perfectly perpendicular to vector B. The shadow that vector A would cast onto that line where B lives, that shadow is the projection. It's a simple, beautiful picture that we're about to turn into some seriously powerful math.
So let's dig into that idea. How do we actually define and, calculate this shadow?
Now what's really cool is that this shadow, our projection, is actually only half the story. You can take any vector A and break it down or decompose it into two perfect pieces. The first part is the component that's parallel to B. That's our projection. The second part is what's left over, the piece that's perpendicular to B, which we call the rejection. Add them back together and boom, you get your original vector A back. They're like two sides of the same coin.
Okay, so how do we actually calculate these components? Well, for that, we need a little toolbox with three key formulas.
Here's our toolkit. First up, the scalar projection. This one just gives you a number. It's basically asking, how long is the shadow? It can be positive or negative depending on which way it's pointing. Then we have the vector projection. Now this is the one we're really after. This doesn't just give you a length, it gives you the actual shadow vector itself, with both its length and its direction. And finally, the vector rejection, which is just, well, it's the leftovers. The key thing to remember is the difference. Scalar gives you a length, vector gives you the actual arrow.
Theory's great and all, but let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through an example right now and see how these formulas actually come to life.
Okay, let's say vector A is 3, 4, and vector B is 2, 1. First step, we need the dot product. That's 3 times 2 plus 4 times 1, which gives us 10. Easy enough? Next, we need the squared length of B. So 2 squared plus 1 squared equals 5. Now, here's the magic ingredient. We divide the dot product by that squared length. So 10 divided by 5 gives us 2. This number is our scalar multiplier. It's basically telling us, hey, you need to stretch vector B to be 2 times its original length to become the shadow. So we do that. 2 times 2, 1 gives us our projection vector, 4, 2. And the rejection? Simple. Just subtract that projection from our original vector A, and we're left with -1, 2. Done.
And this is where it all just clicks into place. Let's go back to our picture. That green vector, our shadow, it's exactly the vector 4, 2 that we just calculated. And that purple vector, the part that's perpendicular, it's exactly -1, 2. The math isn't just some abstract thing, it perfectly describes the geometry we can see with our own eyes. That's the aha moment right there.
Okay, doing this once for one vector is useful. But what if you wanted to project, say, thousands of different vectors all onto the same line? You're not going to do that by hand, right? We need a better way. We need a machine.
But before we build that machine, let me give you a little pro tip you see all the time in coding and machine learning. In the real world, it's way more efficient to work with unit vectors, vectors that have a length of exactly 1. Why? Well, think about it. If the length of B is 1, then the length squared is also 1. That means the whole division step in our formula just disappears. Dividing by 1 doesn't do anything. The final answer is identical, but it saves a ton of computer time.
So back to our big problem. We want to project any vector we can dream of onto our direction B without having to run through all those steps every single time. And the solution for this is so elegant. It's called the projection matrix. Think of it as a special purpose machine that you build just once.
Now, this formula might look a little intimidating, but the concept is what's important here. You use your direction vector B to construct this matrix, which we'll call P. Once you have P, the entire multi-step process of projection becomes one single beautiful matrix multiplication. You just feed any vector A into your machine, multiply by P, and bam, out pops its projection. It's an incredible tool for efficiency.
And this matrix has some really cool properties that just make intuitive sense when you think about them geometrically. If you apply the matrix twice P squared, you just get P back. Of course, once a vector is on the line, projecting it again isn't going to change anything. Its shadow is itself. Its rank is 1 because it literally squashes all of 2D or 3D space down onto a single line.
and its eigenvalues are 1 and 0, which is a fancy way of saying it keeps anything along its special direction perfectly, but it completely flattens or nullifies anything perpendicular to it.
So, we've journeyed from a simple shadow to a sophisticated projection machine. Now for the big payoff. Where does this actually show up in the real world? Let's take a look.
One of the biggest challenges in all of data science is just trying to make sense of data that has hundreds, even thousands of dimensions. You can't visualize it, you can't really reason about it. This is where projections become a superpower. And that brings us to a giant of machine learning called Principal Component Analysis, or PCA. What PCA does is brilliant. It analyzes a massive data set and finds the most important directions, the directions where the data varies the most. And then it uses vector projection to cast a shadow of the entire dataset onto just those few key directions. It's literally a process of finding the most informative shadows to cut through the noise and reveal the true structure hidden inside.
Okay, here's another huge one. Anytime you've ever looked at a graph in a news article or a scientific paper and seen a line of best fit, you're looking at a projection in action.
The classic method of least squares regression, and this is the foundation of so much prediction and modeling, is fundamentally a projection problem. It takes the vector of your actual real-world data points and it projects it, casts its shadow onto the simplified world defined by your model. That best fit line that you always see, it is the shadow. It represents the absolute closest possible set of predictions your model can make to the messy reality of the data. So think about that. We started with a simple geometric question about shadows. We built that up into a powerful, efficient computational machine. And then we discovered that this machine is fundamental to how we find patterns and make predictions in our complex, data-driven world. It all comes back to that simple idea of using a shadow to reduce complexity and find meaning. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other profound truths are we revealing when we finally learn how to see the shadows in the data all around us?